In the repair shop today, immense responsibility for Dom as he undertakes the restoration of a wedding gift with a poignant legacy.
The fix is really not the issue of this. It is the amount of emotion that is wrapped up inside of this.
Whilst woodworker Will uncovers the hidden history on some heavenly artefacts.
I'm going to try it on the hands, a tiny bit. Oh, that word. Okay, so there's gold on the hands as well.
But first, Suzanne Richeux from London has brought a once beautiful trinket belonging to a once world-famous relative. A task for expert Steve Fletcher.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jay.
Hi, Jay. I'm Suzanne.
Suzanne.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Hi, Steve.
What have we got in the box then?
It's something that belonged to my mum. It's a bird cage.
A bird cage?
Yes.
OK, let's have a look at that.
So it's got two little birds in there, and the idea is that you wind it up and the little birds...
Oh, they're moving as well?
They move, so they move from side to side and their little beaks open and close. Problem is that they don't sing anymore. This one's even sort of struggling to move now.
Yeah,
sort of doing this.
yeah.
Yes.
So, when did your mum get this then? When did she buy it?
Well, she got it in the 1960s.
What's your mum's name?
My mum's name is Ingalisa.
Ingalisa.
Yes.
OK.
She's from the north of England, West
Right.
Hartlepool. But she was very much an international lady because she was a circus artist.
A circus artist?
Yes.
Wow.
So
what did she do? What...
She was a trapeze artist.
Oh, was she?
Yes. So she used to do things like hang by 1 foot on the trapeze, yeah, upside down, just 1 foot like that, and then swinging from side to side. She became really, really very good at it. And then she went on to be basically the world's best trapeze artist.
Wow.
And that's the kind of mum you want to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
God blimey.
And she loved animals, and she loved travelling, but she didn't really hold on to things. And this is one of the few things that she bought and she loved.
Okay.
Right.
And so I hardly have anything really to remember her by, and this is it. I just want to be able to pass on something tangible to my daughter from my mother.
So what's your earliest memories of this birdcage then?
And usually at night, before we were going to go to bed, we'd say, can we hear the birdcage? And then she'd wind it up and it would do da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. I can't do it. That's kind of what it does, yeah.
Right.
So how long haven't they sang?
Oh, gosh, 20 years?
20 years?
Yeah.
OK.
It just makes my heart so sad to see it not working.
What exactly do you want me to do to it?
I'd like it to look slightly less tatty than it does.
OK.
It would be really nice if the birds still had their feathers. You can see that most of the feathers actually have come off.
Yeah, they have.
And my hope is that I would one day hear them sing again.
OK.
So what will it mean to you if I can get them singing the way you remember?
No words, really.
Right.
No words. Yeah.
Suzanne, thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, for the stories, and then for bringing the birdcage in. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This birdcage means a huge amount to me because it symbolises my mother's life, really. Something very beautiful, and it would be lovely just to bring it back to life and so that it could sing again, and just to be able to hear it as I did when I was a child.
I'm going to just undo these. I'm sure this is how it all comes apart. So, ooh. Take that off there. So when I wind it up, this mechanism here is supposed to be pumping air into the part of the mechanism that actually makes the whistling sound of the birds. The bellows, or whatever it is completely deteriorated. They have completely lost their tweet. I need to get the bellows over to David so that he can start restoring them, because I think it's quite a big job. I'm just looking at the mechanism now, and I can actually see that the beak should be opening and shutting more than that, so for some reason it's not. I think once I get the bird off, I'll be able to find out exactly why the mechanism isn't working correctly.
As Steve gets to grips with his feathered friends, outside 2 more visitors have arrived. Tony and his wife Jenny have brought along a much cherished keepsake, which they are hoping Dominic Chinea will be able to restore.
Hi there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take this off you. I'm Dom.
And Jenny.
Jenny, hi.
Tony.
Tony, lovely to meet you both. You okay?
Yes, fine.
Very good. This is amazing. Can you just tell me what this is?
It's a Georgian Irish peat bucket, and it was
A peat bucket?
a peat bucket.
What do you mean by that?
Well, in Ireland they would be digging peat,
Yeah, like mud
keep
almost.
the
Yeah.
house warm.
You cut your peat, put your peat in the bucket, carry it into the house, put it by the fireplace.
To burn for the heating.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool. It's a very elaborate bucket, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I think this is a particularly fine one.
So how did this come into your possession then?
It was a wedding present from a dear cousin of mine
Okay.
40 years ago. That gave us the thirst for adding more antiques, so we saved up. But this was the very first one.
First thing that you had in the house.
Yes, yes.
So I can see there's a few bits of sticky tape at the bottom here holding. Is that holding it together?
It is. It's holding the base in, actually. There's a brass band at the bottom, which is broken.
This one here.
And that band was to pressurize these wooden slats, which in turn will hold the base. And if that band is broken, the bottom just drops out.
So that is
no
integral.
use as a bucket whatsoever.
No.
So I'm sorry to say, in our early days, we carried the logs in it. It's not designed to carry them. But when we came to move house in June,
Yeah.
the moving man picked it up and the bottom fell out. But
Oh, no.
he didn't break it. We've
We've been loading
filling-
it with heavy logs
Yeah.
and breaking it without realizing.
Oh no! Until that removal man.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Saying this has potentially been broken for quite some time next to your fireplace. Why now? What made you bring it in now?
Well, we moved house earlier on in June.
Okay.
Tony was diagnosed with motor neurone disease in the middle of June. We knew Tony had balance issues, but we didn't know it was motor
No.
neurone disease, which obviously is more
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for you?
Well, it means I'm progressively getting more weak and getting more reliant upon other people to help me.
Okay.
I do have a lot of support from Jenny, who is a medical person
Okay.
as well.
So you help each other.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a fatal disease with no cure.
But I'm in
so
excellent
sorry.
hands. I couldn't be in a better position.
So this means a lot. This is a lot more than just a bucket, isn't it? This
Yes. Because of my reduced mobility, I was not able to get out and about to get this done as a surprise for Jenny. Because what I wanted to do was, if we get it repaired in time, for it to be a memento for Jenny after I pass on, having had it repaired and all. And so that's my purpose
Yeah.
for the whole thing.
Okay.
That's why I'm so grateful to you for kindly doing something to it. Our first and last antique together.
Oh. Thank you both so much for bringing this in, and I promise you, I'll look after it.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you both. It really is.
Thank you very much,
Lovely
Tom.
to
Thank
meet
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I'm not sure that many people will say a log bucket is representative of all our happy memories together, but it is certainly an important one for us.
Once it's repaired, we'll come to our new house, so we get a continuation of an item we treasure and will be in our new house even when he isn't.
The The fix is really not the issue of this. It is the amount of emotion that is wrapped up inside of this, and I just want to be so careful that I leave this as he wants. Just with a little bit of a clean, this will shine up and look absolutely beautiful, keeping all the stories that they've both got wrapped up inside of this. The structure of this bucket is made very similar to like a barrel, with the staves that run down and then the bands, these brass bands holding it all together. The problem with that kind of structure is when one thing goes wrong, like this band breaking, the whole thing starts to fall apart. As soon as I start taking things off, there's a real big risk that everything's going to start tumbling around. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is remove this brass band and get it into Brenton and make sure that he can solder that back together. Hey Brenton, you okay?
Right, yeah.
This is the bottom hoop from Tony and Jenny's peep bucket.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's no longer a hoop.
Right. Ah, that's broken.
Yeah. This is the bottom one as well, so it's quite integral to the actual
Holds it all together. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What do you think?
this would have been silver soldered.
You think silver, not just normal lead solder?
No. I'm quite confident if I silver solder that back together, that'll be strong enough.
Perfect, brilliant.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, no worries.
Also hoping to build strength in the musical birdcage mechanism, Steve is calling upon the talents of David Burville, whose experience in renovating organs will hopefully translate in miniature to the bellows of the birdsong.
Right, I've got these bellows out of the bird box.
Oh, wow.
They are in awful condition.
Yes, they've seen better days, haven't they?
They have.
God, dear.
What do you reckon?
I've never actually come across a plastic set before.
Oh, really?
Normally,
Oh, right.
they're always with natural leather.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's been replaced at some point. I think what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to go old school and I'm going to actually leather them. I think then we can get the birds chirping as they should be.
Yes.
And then we're guaranteed that it's going to last and it's going to work.
I mean, this is at the point where I don't know anything about the leather and everything. I say, get on with it, and I wish you all the best.
All right, we'll get straight on it. I'm just going to remove this covering from the bellows. And you can see this has just gone so brittle. I'm using a very special leather, and it looks like tissue paper, but it's very, very strong. That will fit snugly onto the paddle part, and then that should allow that to pump. And then hopefully we'll be ready for some gluing.
Meanwhile, Steve's mission is to discover why the yellow bird isn't animating quite as it should.
So the mechanism inside the bird is just operated by this pin that goes up. It's supposed to do that. So the actual mechanism is working all right. So that's good news. So there's nothing wrong with it. It just is very, very dirty and gummed up. Just years and years of old dirt that's just solidified and that sort of acts almost like a glue. So I just need to get this cleaned now. Loads and loads of bits of fluff. Some of it's red, which makes me think that actually this could be feathers.
Hi, Steve. There's the bellows back for you.
Oh, fantastic. Let's fit it on and see if it works, shall we?
Yeah, fantastic.
Do you want to give us a hand?
Yeah.
Right, so this goes over there like that. Let's give it a whirl, shall we?
I'm on tenterhooks.
Yeah,
Me too.
I think that's sounding really good.
Yeah.
And the bellows are working so well.
At least he's got some puff now.
Yeah, absolutely. Oops, doesn't want to stop.
Well, I suppose he's not worked for so long. He's testing his lungs
Getting
out.
all excited. Now, these birds are looking in a sorry state, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yeah. I've never done anything like this before.
Nor have I.
And feathers are weird things.
They are very strange things,
Yeah.
but they're beautifully engineered things,
Absolutely. Incredible. I think we're just going to have to wing this one, aren't we?
Yeah. Shall we get cracking on it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Next, 4 more winged creatures, carefully carried to the repair shop by church wardens Brian Tidswell and David Dickinson from Gosberton Clough in Lincolnshire.
Hello.
They're hoping wood restorer Will Kirk can work a miracle.
Jay.
I'm David.
Hello, David.
Well,
Brian.
Is it all right to unwrap these, yeah?
Yes,
of course.
yeah, fine.
Absolutely.
It feels a bit like Christmas. So what have we got here, then?
Well, these are 4 wooden carved angels
Yeah.
that come out of our church, and they were carved by Belgian refugees in the First World War.
That's really impressive. That all of these were hand-carved.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So why were the refugees at the church, then?
In the beginning of the First World War,
Yeah.
there were quite a lot of Belgians that were getting displaced, and there were lots and lots of them that came over to the UK.
But there was 250,000, and that is the biggest ever amount that has ever come across.
250,000 Belgian refugees?
Yes, 250,000.
About 164 came into Spalding, and they were put up all around the presbytery and in the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Amongst the party were some of the carvers, and they did carving locally for churches, and they were presented to our church, we believe, somewhere about 1915.
Right.
Well, I can say that the wood carvers have done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Lots of skill has gone into carving these.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're still in one piece pretty much today is a testament to their craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do these sit in the church, then? Where do you have them?
Originally, they were on 4 pedestals for the altar. And then in the 60s, these were taken down, and it was all changed around.
So where do they live now, then?
2 live on a shelf behind the altar,
Okay.
and then the font is straight at the back of the church, directly behind.
Yes.
And 2 sit on a shelf behind there. I mean, they're precious to us. These will have been in every service we've had in the church.
Since they were given
Since
to
they
you?
were given to us, they've been in every one.
So these 4 angels have seen quite a lot.
They've seen more than we have. They've seen everything.
But they're suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, as you can see. With
This one, where the nose got singed when there was a candle.
Okay. So they used to hold candles.
crack.
Yep. This one, we've lost a hand.
Yeah.
I would guess when they were on top of the poles, I can just see someone going, ooh, and it dropping.
So what would you like Will to do to these, then?
We'd like the woodwork repaired so that they look proper. Would be lovely.
Okay. The strange thing is, under some of this paintwork, you can actually see gold leaf. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see that, Jay.
Yeah.
So it's as if
It could
they
well
looked
be
completely
that,
different at one point and someone's gone over
could
and painted
well
over
be,
them.
yes.
Yeah. It looks as though they have been, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could get back to the paintwork as it was.
As it was before
Yeah.
it had been repainted.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know what it is.
And we don't know what that would have looked like.
No.
No.
Okay. All right.
Right.
That's a hard one, isn't it?
That's a hard one.
Almost at your discretion, I think, really, if that's possible.
Okay.
Being church wardens, we would like them to keep going for as long as we can, because they're a big part of what we have there.
The angels are really, to us, quite beautiful, and they're in a beautiful little church. It really is.
No, well, you've got the right person. Will definitely.
Well, thanks very much, Will.
I'm on the job.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you for bringing them in.
Thanks a lot, Jay.
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
We're hoping that Will put the angels back like they were when the Belgian woodcarvers donated them to us in 1915. The previous congregations would have been absolutely delighted that we have brought them down here to get them fixed. They were always welcoming. When anybody new comes to the church, everybody's welcomed with a smile. These are part of it.
The arrival of 250,000 Belgians was the largest influx of refugees in British history, and they were welcomed with open arms. As British men were sent abroad to fight, skilled tradesmen filled the void, and it's now up to Will to decide whether to honour the original Belgian craftsman's vision or try to restore the angels to their more recent painted incarnation.
It's really lovely to see that gold coming through on the cuff there. There's a high chance that this angel could have been entirely gilded originally, and then it should have been painted over. I quite like to remove all the paint on all four angels, hoping they're all going to still be gold underneath, and sort of, you know, fingers crossed that none of them are too badly damaged underneath that paintwork. I'm going to do a couple of test patches with acetone on the face to make sure that there is definitely going to be some gold leaf underneath there. That's gold for sure. That looks absolutely lovely. Okay, so there's gold on the head, gold on the face. I'm going to try it on the hands a tiny bit. Oh my word. Okay, so there's gold on the hands as well. In theory, everything should be gold underneath this paintwork. This is going to take me absolutely ages to remove, but I think it's worth a go. That gold is too beautiful to stay covered up.
In the outdoor workshop, Dom is facing a huge cleaning job, carefully removing 2 centuries of ash and grime from the ancient peat bucket.
There's always a bit of a middle ground between leaving things well alone and not doing anything, or completely restoring it. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to give this a clean, re-wax it, keep the character and the dings and the dents, but most importantly, seal it, protect it, and get it looking its best. One of the main features of this peat bucket is this beautiful ribbed texture. Problem is with that, it's a bit of a trap for layers of dirt. So I'm just working my way through with my little pick. This isn't sharp, so it's not going to actually jab into the wood, and it's removing an awful lot of dirt.
Inside the barn, Brenton is preparing to solder the brass ring tightly back together, but it's a challenging task.
So I've got to get these 2 parts to join each other, and they've got to absolutely line up perfectly. When I heat this ring, it will expand in a different amount, and it will open up and close up and move about. So I'm going to wire it with some binding wire. Hopefully that will hold it all together. Right. Now I've got to put some flux on. The flux helps the solder to flow and stops the brass from oxidising.
Hot soapy water and a soft brush. It's not causing any damage to anything that was on there. Just literally trying to remove dirt. It's very straightforward. I think it's only right that I be careful with what I do.
Right, that's flowed right down the joint. I've just got a tiny bit of solder to file off the inside, clean this up a bit and take it back to Dom, and let's hope it fits on the bucket.
Now, a final wax. It's actually looking really nice. Brenton, how did it go?
It went well, but
Okay.
should we try it on there and see what happens?
Yeah, well, I've cleaned up all the joints now, so
Okay.
this is actually, hopefully, a lot of the gaps will have reduced, so fingers crossed.
Right, so we need to get that base in. That'll stretch that out.
Push that out, OK. I'll try and push that up from the bottom.
Okay. Push the top out a bit.
Oh, yeah, that's really
That
tight
does
there
it.
now.
Oh, that's great.
That's really good.
I can't see any light round there. Look at that.
Yeah.
I think you just need to put the screws in there, and that'll be.
That's fantastic.
That'll be
That
done.
feels so much more secure, doesn't it?
And it looks great, doesn't it?
Brilliant. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Brenton.
No problem at all.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
They may be a watchmaker and an organ restorer, but Steve and David have switched their nimble fingers to refeathering a pair of ornamental birds that entertained the high-flying heroine of the 60s.
Well, mine's all done.
Yeah, mine is too.
OK, shall we see if they work?
Yeah, it'd be great.
I hope they do afterwards.
Yeah, me too. Fingers crossed.
I'll just push that there. Right. Hey. It's fantastic. Do you know what? Suzanne's going to be so pleased.
Oh, yeah. I think she's going to be over the moon with that.
Yeah.
After decades in the travelling circus with her world-famous owner, the 1960s mechanical birdcage had serious wear and tear, and the once singing birds were threadbare and silent. Now owner Suzanne has returned with daughter Natalie to collect the cherished memento of her trapeze artist mum.
I brought my daughter along, and she has never heard the birds sing. And I've been thinking about how important it is in terms of our family story. I'm really hoping that it will sing. That's my greatest hope, is to hear them today.
Hello. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
I'm Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. Nice
Hi.
to see you. Suzanne, tell me about the importance to you of the birdcage.
Oh gosh, desperately important, really. It's one of the very few things that my mother left that belonged to her that I can pass on to Natalie and say, this is from your grandmother.
She was an extraordinary lady, wasn't
She's
she?
an extraordinary lady. To invest all of that history into this one object seems crazy. But yeah, that's all we've got, really.
So David and I have had a lot of fun with this, and I hope you like it.
Oh, it's like, it's got colour again.
My gosh, got colour, haven't they? It looks just completely transformed. It's very special. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to cope with this anyway. Yeah. This little bird.
No.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. It was a real joy to do. When you hear them singing now, where does that take you back to?
Oh, gosh. We didn't really do bedtime stories. I think my mother was probably rushing off to go and hang by her toes in the circus tent. Just before going to bed, she would wind it up and start to play it. Cute. Can we hear them again?
Of course you can. I'll just wind it up again.
Okay. They're singing again. That's the most important thing. That's what I really wanted. And however hard I tried, I couldn't think how on earth I would ever get them to sing again. And now they do, which is really lovely.
It was nice to hear the birds sing because I haven't heard that before. It means a lot to my mum because it brings up so many memories.
I think my mum would be thrilled to know the time able to pass the birdcage on to Natalie. It'll be something that she can treasure.
It's been hours of toil, but Will has finally removed the layers of paint from the 100-year-old carved church angels.
There we are.
Revealing the beautiful lustre of gold leaf.
It's taken me so long to strip these 4 angels back. There's so much thick, glossy paint on them, but it's just completely worthwhile. They look beautiful. I filled out this little nose here, but this angel here is missing some hands, and those hands would have originally held a candle. I need to replace the missing hands, so I've got a piece of lime wood here. Lime wood is really nice to carve into, it's really soft. This angel here has hands still intact. I'm going to use those as a guide. I'm going to use some calipers to measure each hand and slowly map them out on a new piece of wood. And once I'm happy with things, I'm going to start carving. I don't actually get much of a chance to do any carving, but when I do, I love to get stuck into it. So unlike painting, where you're adding layers, with carving, you're taking layers away, and it's really tricky, because if you take off too much, it's sort of impossible just to add it back on. I've got to be really careful with my approach here. Even though I'm drawing it in 2D, I've got to be thinking 3D all the time. What I need to do now is start chopping away all that waste wood that I don't need, and then slowly but surely these should start resembling hands. So the hands are now glued in place. They're ready to be gilded. I've been itching to get onto the gilding. I love a bit of gilding. There are areas where the gold has worn through and you can sort of see tiny bits of dark red there. I really like it. I think it gives the piece a bit of character. In the pot, I have some gesso, and that is a mixture of white chalk, glue, and some red pigment. I'm going to put that onto the wood, and when you gild on the top of that, in areas that the gold starts to wear through, it sort of brings out a nice richness and a vibrancy to the gold leaf. Now I'm applying some glue onto the surface. This adhesive is especially for sticking thin metal, like gold or silver, onto surfaces. The idea is that you brush it on and you leave it to start to go tacky, and once it's almost completely dry and has a slight bit of tackiness, that's when you put on the gold leaf. If you put it on too soon, then the gold leaf will act as a barrier and prevent it from actually sort of ever really properly drying. So you need to catch it at just the right time. So even as I'm brushing this on, I'm already starting to sort of put a little countdown clock in the back of my mind. Well, that feels just tacky enough to take that gold leaf, so I'm going to start sticking.
Gilding with gold leaf, widely used in religious art, dates back to ancient Egypt. In early Christian art, gold represented the light of God and adorned paintings, frescoes, and statues like these.
Glue has taken the gold really, really well. I've really enjoyed working on these angels. It's been a real challenge. There's such a massive transformation. So that the gold leaf, then I can tone down the new gold to match the surrounding area.
Also going for gold, Dom. The Georgian peat bucket is once again as sturdy as it was when presented as a wedding gift 40 years ago.
So there we go. Tony and Jenny's peat bucket is back in one piece again. That's going to look fantastic in their new house.
Back to collect a beloved piece are Tony and his wife Jenny. Tony wanted the bucket to be restored as a bequest and continuing reminder of their time together.
We're really excited about collecting the bucket because it will be our reminder of our 40 years.
It's all rather poignant because I had this condition, and obviously there's going to be an end point sometime soon, in the next few months. So that's why it's such a lovely thing to come back today and have this done, and we've achieved the memento that I wanted for Jenny. Ah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello again.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Jay, how nice to meet you. Hello, Dom.
Lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you.
You okay?
Yes, yes, sir, absolutely fine, thank you. Yes,
Thanks.
oh, this is an exciting moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope
Wow.
so. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, balance is poor.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah. That's it there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You comfy?
You
Yes.
said?
So how you both feeling?
Oh,
I can say I'm very excited.
Pretty excited. Yeah. I hope you're not going to let us down.
I'm really interested to see how it's come out. 40
Yes.
years seems a long time, but
Yes.
good. I'm sure you've done a fantastic job.
I hope you like it.
Yeah.
I really
we
do.
hope you
Thank
do
you.
like it.
Sure we will.
Because it's really important, this
Yeah.
bucket is to you guys.
Yeah, it is.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, should we show them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did the honours.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Look at that. Wow.
fantastic. Really
Really.
good job. Thank you so much.
So grateful
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm really glad you like it.
It's the original band as well, isn't it?
It is,
You've managed to
yeah.
fix that. It's
Yeah.
so good.
This was Brenton's
You
handiwork.
would never know.
It's
It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's done a great job
That
and
is
put the
Yes.
grooves back in.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Look, it's
Yes.
Thank you.
so welcome.
Really good.
You're so welcome.
it is all
Excellent.
solid.
Good.
Excellent. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
that's just great. Just great. Yes. Yes. It's
Good on you.
It couldn't be better.
yeah. It's a very happy note to see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been an honour to have this in here.
Thank you very much.
Wow. lovely working
That's
on
wonderful of you to say that. Thank you.
It's a nice thing to do, to mark your marriage together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Timing has been all really for this.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could help
Yeah.
you.
yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
I'll give you a hand getting this outside too.
That's right.
Then,
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
get the door for you.
Okay.
Right. Now the whole thing is well, it's a complete entity back to where it should have been 40 years ago. Yes. I'm absolutely over the moon that we've got it fixed as a memento for our time together, remaining time together. Yes.
Will is on the home straight of his repair, the century-old angels carved by Belgian refugees during the First World War.
How you doing, Will?
Not bad.
Oh, good. These look amazing now. But hold on, one of these had a hand that you've replaced.
Hands replaced. I once had a nose job as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm unable to tell, I don't think Brian and David will know neither. You've done a brilliant job. They look amazing. And the way they're supposed to look as well, isn't it?
They're gold once more.
Are they all ready to go then?
They are ready to fly away, yeah.
All right, well, we can get these packed up and off to the church then. Yeah?
Wonderful.
Come on.
When the angels were brought to the repair shop, their celestial beauty was hidden beneath layers of paint, and they'd suffered several broken features. At St Gilbert and St Hugh's Church in Gosberton Clough, Lincolnshire, home to the angels for over 100 years, a welcoming committee has gathered, eager to see how they've been restored.
I'm sure the people who are here today are more excited than what we are, to be honest, and we're excited enough.
Looking forward to this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I would like to think they've changed into something quite beautiful. Fingers crossed.
Ready?
Yes.
And away we go.
Oh, you were!
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
They're unrecognisable.
Yeah.
I've gone cold. Look. They're kind of shivers.
Oh, they're lovely. I know.
Wow.
Can we touch them?
Come and have a look.
Beautiful.
The angels are absolutely fantastic. They're far better than anything I imagined they could be.
They've turned out so beautifully in this glorious gold colour. Perfect. Absolutely spot on.
Oh, they are
beautiful,
amazing.
elegant. These angels have been here a long time and are very special to the local people. It's wonderful to see them restored to how they were originally intended to be. I think the Belgian hand carvers would be delighted to see them as they are now.
It completes our church, it makes it perfect, and we're very proud church wardens, to be honest.
Thank you, Will. Thank you.